So if you've ever sourced products from overseas, you know that gut-wrenching feeling right before you send a big wire transfer. It's this wild mix of excitement and, let's be honest, just pure dread. You're asking yourself, am I really dealing with a legit factory? Am I going to get what I paid for? Well, today, we're going to break down a simple but super powerful guide to take all that guesswork out of the equation and actually protect your business.
This quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It really gets to the heart of the problem. We spend all this time obsessing over the product, the design, the marketing, but the real risk, the one that can actually sink your entire business, is the supplier. It's a huge shift in how you need to think. The problem isn't always what you're buying, it's who you're sending your money to.
Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, the insights for this whole explainer come directly from Seemab. He's a product sourcing expert who's actually based in Chengdu, China. This guy works with manufacturers day in and day out, and he's come up with a really straightforward process to stop the guessing games and find a partner you can truly rely on.
He calls it the verification playbook, and I love that name. It's a simple 5-step framework that's designed for one single purpose, to make sure you're sourcing your products safely and effectively. This is basically your roadmap to dodging all those common and very expensive mistakes.
And here it is, the whole framework in one shot. We're going to walk through each of these 5 steps one by one. I want you to think of this as your pre-flight checklist before you commit any serious money. Every step builds on the last one, and by the end, you'll have a complete, verified picture of who you're about to do business with.
All right, step 1. This is the absolute baseline, the non-negotiable first move. Ask for their business license. According to Seemab, this is the quickest and easiest filter you can possibly use. A real, legitimate factory has this thing on hand and has absolutely zero reason to hide it. If they start hesitating or giving you weird excuses or send something that just looks a little off, that's your first massive red flag. Seriously, just move on.
Okay, so they passed test number 1. They're a real business. Awesome. But what kind of business are they really? How long have they been around? And here's the really critical question. What do they actually specialize in? This is how you start to separate a true manufacturer from, say, a trading company that might just be pretending to be a factory.
And this difference is so important. A real factory is focused. They're experts in maybe 1 or 2 product categories. The biggest warning sign you can possibly see is a supplier who claims they can sell you everything from phone chargers to t-shirts. I mean, think about it. Genuine expertise takes focus. You have to be super wary of anyone who says they can do it all, because odds are they're master of none.
Next up, you need to see it to believe it. And I am not talking about those polished, perfect-looking photos they have on their website. No, you need to ask for real factory proof. We're talking fresh photos, maybe even a quick video of their actual production lines, with workers actually assembling products and pallets of finished goods ready to go. This is what proves they're not just some slick sales office with a great website.
Okay, you've seen the proof. They seem to be who they say they are. Now it's time to talk business. And this step, it's all about the quality of their communication. A professional partner is going to be clear, they're going to be direct, and their answers will be consistent. This is as much a test of their professionalism as it is about you getting information.
So what exactly do you need to get crystal clear on? Well, Seemab points to these 4 as the big ones. You need to get firm, written down answers on the final pricing, the minimum order quantity, the MOQ, the exact production lead time, and of course the specific payment terms. There should be absolutely zero fuzzy areas here.
And, there's always the other side of that coin. If you're getting vague answers, or if the price or the lead time seems to magically change every time you have a conversation, that is a gigantic red flag. Inconsistent communication usually points to a company that's disorganized, unreliable, or, let's just say it, maybe even dishonest.
And finally, we get to the ultimate safety net. After all these checks, you still have to see the product for yourself. Never, and I mean ever, place a huge bulk order without first getting a small test order. This is your one and only chance to physically hold a product, check the quality, inspect the packaging, and see how smooth their delivery is before you go all in.
So we've gone through all 5 steps of the playbook. And yeah, it might seem like a bit of work up front, but what's the real long-term payoff here? Why is putting in this effort right now one of the smartest things you can do for your business?
Seemab's point here is just perfect. Think of it like a simple equation. The time you put into verification now is a direct investment in protecting your money down the road. It's really the difference between taking a smart, calculated risk and just taking a blind gamble with your cash.
So what does that protection actually get you? Well, it really boils down to these 3 things.
A properly verified supplier means you're going to have way fewer surprise problems, you're going to get consistently better product quality, and ultimately, you're going to build the long-term stability that only a reliable supply chain can give you.
So the biggest thing to take away from all this is that the verification playbook isn't just a defensive move to avoid getting scammed on a single order. No, it's a proactive, strategic process. What you're really doing is building a solid, trustworthy foundation that your entire business can grow on top of.
And that kind of leaves us with one final question to think about. When you look at your own sourcing strategy, you have to take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, is my business built on the shaky ground of blind trust? Or is it built on the solid foundation of smart, diligent verification?